Hi guys, welcome back to Hitpoint 10. Today we're going to be doing the patch notes videos for Perisno and a little bit later for World of Ice and Fire. So let's go through it. This is for patch note 0.99, and we're going to be going through all of them. And there are also some spoiler guides and stuff like that, but I think some of them are outdated. So let's see. First and foremost, this update is more of an improvement over 0.9. Finished features, fixed bugs, rather than some huge new version. It's most likely the last version of Perisno for Warband, not counting the small save compatibility hotfixes, which as usual, we'll do our best to release as soon as new and critical bugs are reported. Because at this point, any work on the mod pretty much stopped and most team members moved on to other projects. So most likely the patch 0.99 will be the last one. We're not going to be receiving anything after this. Probably until Bannerlord, we'll see. Still, a lot of changes have been made since 0.9, so we decided to release them. They've added a few new unique locations: the Great Library of Galv, Fountain Temple. They added religion mechanic, but it's only for flavor. So most likely it will not have a huge impact on the gameplay. He also added a priest, the hireable NPC for Player's Kingdom. Battle AI from PNB. I'm not so sure what PNB stands for. A crazy mix of redone native AI, Motomataru's AI, Horse Archery's AI by Junyu, and my own framework code that glues it all together, optimizes its implementation, and adds some additional scripts. So most likely this is going to be a better combat for the AI, which is pretty cool. Well, most likely they're going to be working on Perisno for Bannerlord, which I'm okay with. I wouldn't mind. What else did they add? Different map icons for Lord's parties from different factions. New different icons from many other parties and locations. Okay, sure. Craftable helmets and shields. See useful stuff section for finals on craftable gear. Okay. Fort Trilond and Heruklo to post-quest Venator. So they've added 2 castles for the Venatorian faction. If you guys remember correctly, when you've created Venator after the quest, it only had 1 city. This practically adds 2 more locations. Heruklo starts as Hakon Village. Okay, that's cool. Hopefully we'll see Bannerlord being more modding friendly. I think they want to make it more modding friendly. They already stated this, Said. No. More options to mod settings, turning on and off battle cries and ships. Okay. The thing with the ships, I think that it was there in the camp menu from before, if I remember correctly. I deactivated that because I didn't want to go via ship anywhere. There was nowhere to go via ship anywhere. What else? Added and reworked several troops. Removed several items. It doesn't really go into detail on what exactly. Reworked night ambushes. Town village economy, what is grown, mined, produced, and what settlements, characteristics of enterprises, starting cities based on race. Apparently, speaking of characteristics of enterprises, apparently they nerfed the trade route from the Silk. I think the Silk trade route is no longer viable, or at least it's a longer route. You can no longer take it to Elsinore. You need to take it somewhere northeast. Warband's amazing, but it would only be like 50% as amazing as it is now if it was not for the mods. Indeed, I agree. I agree, Said. The mods are a big factor in native success. Alright, in troop tree presentations, factions are now changed via drop-down menu rather than by clicking arrows. So you will no longer have to click on the arrow and reach and wait for all troop trees to load up and just die getting there. There's actually a drop-down menu exactly like in Prophecy of Pendor, which is beautiful. That's a great change. Thank you. Quite a few towns, castles, and village scenes. You should see the new Azure Keep. That's awesome. Female bodies have been replaced. Oh my. Ooh, oh my. That might that might require a new playthrough. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Loading screen replaced. Plenty of minor AI balances and quests and stuff, and plenty of different bugs. Okay, but there's something that they haven't fixed, so not fixed. Freelancer bugs and Adventure Guild bugs in 0.99, these two features are disabled by default, and if you want to play them, you need to enable them first in mod settings at your own risk. And not added canonical Perisno armor from the main menu. It was created by one third-party modeler, then recreated from scratch by another third-party modeler, but wasn't finished. It needs skinning. It needs some mesh adjustments. The texture that might look good on renders or in other games is really unfit for Mountain Blade and looks awful in the game, so it needs retexturing. And there's no one with that level of skill on the team, but if anyone is willing to give it a try and finish it, you can find it at the bottom of Perisno_items.brf. So if anybody knows how to go through this, give them a ring, try to find the armor, make it workable, and who knows, maybe they're going to make your project into a patch. Give it a shot if you know how this works. Alright, useful stuff. Useful tips by Photolis, lists of expert soldiers, lists of player merc companies, how the new economic system works. I'm actually going to be linking you guys this website in the description of the video. And for those who want it right now, here you go. There. Let's see. Spoiler, my party planner. What happens if you give archers mini quivers? Okay, what? Bad stuff. Okay. Was it? Lots of quivers of the same type only lower the chances that the soldier will spawn with 2 of them. Lots of quivers of different types increases the chance only a little bit, if at all. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Apparently. Hello, Sweeney Tigress. Hello, Jake. Hello, Rocky. So, we've went through this. Anything else interesting here? Spoiler on crafting and armor crafting armor and shields. Crafting presentation can be found in the camp. Take an action. You can craft body armor, helmet, boots, gloves, except for male giants and dwarves, and shields. So it's racist. You can't craft for dwarves or giants. Oh, well, you already finished Perisno, Jake. We're only reading the patch notes to see if it's worth going for another playthrough. The system relies on operation that was obviously poorly tested by the TVW devs, and it initially caused CTDS in certain cases, and didn't work for boots and gloves before workarounds were found. So just in case, I highly recommend saving your game before crafting. Alright, custom boots and gloves cannot be worn without custom body armor. Only your natural learned engineer skill is taken into account when it's assessed whether you can craft a certain piece of armor. Female frames don't work. Also, crafted helmets look funny on any women for an unknown reason. There's no way I can think of to make them work. Wow, it's not just racist, it's also sexist. So, yeah. Most likely the system works best with a male character. With a male human or an elf character. Hello, HG0. Welcome back to the end. Let's see, custom gloves. Some piece of advice regarding the changes in the new version and new mechanics. There you go, let's see. Invest in looting skill on your main character, not just because of extra native bonus points, but because of yet another multiplier added in the current version to loot probability formula that depends on your own looting skill. I've already mentioned the looting build that you guys can find in the guide, so it's not out of date, which is awesome. Don't forget that you should avoid using bandit troops in your army. They're cheap, but they steal your loot. Huh, cool. Didn't know that. I'll keep that in mind. Mercenary Guild, there are 7 spots where soldiers change and are recruitable. 2 to the left of the castle near the training dummy, 3 on the first floor, 2 on the second floor, the rest are for the atmosphere. Rescuing enemy prisoners. If your relation with the soldiers faction is plus 3 times of your persuasion skill, so 40, you can recruit a soldier of any level. If your relation with the soldier faction plus 3 times of your personal persuasion skill is 0, you can recruit all those who level is smaller than yours. Okay, you should get the remaining hostiles rescued as prisoners. If you're at war, yeah, fine. Okay, then we got how to beat Elentor in 0.8, so that's kind of a outdated guide, and that's a beating Gunners guide, so you guys can check that out on your own. Special ability hotkeys, you guys can go there and check. Conditions for ROTF culture. Oh, relations with falcons. I see. So you can choose the falcon guys. If giants can be hit, fix my giant problem. Just replace warband skeleton underscore bodies.xml with the ones in the Perisno folder. Okay. Twitch channel with pro gameplay of Perisno. All right, you guys can click there. As I said, I'm gonna put this link in the description. And to borrow ammo, press O during battle while holding a bow or a crossbow in your hand and standing very close to one of your archer's bowmen, respectively, who also holds his or her ranged weapon and has some ammo remaining. You must have at least one quiver in your inventory. The kind of arrow or bolts does not matter. Treasury, press num1 to store 10,000 orums, the current thief's treasury, or num2 to withdraw the same amount. That's cool. Mass prisoner taking, so hold left control and A, so they actually implemented that hotkey, which is awesome. Alright, new trade screen, we already know about that one, it's the same one. And that's it. That was the patch notes. I'm not going to do a new playthrough on this, and I don't really need to update my guide. I mean, it does mention several added and reworked several troops, but I'm probably gonna get into the game to check that out, see exactly what do they mean by that, if they mean anything by that. But the builds and everything else seems to be the same. I'll do some experimenting, and if I do feel like there's a need for a new guide, I'm gonna update it. But for right now, I'm just gonna keep the patch notes. Should be fine. No, haven't been reading for 25 minutes, my man. I've also been prepping, so we good. It's not enough content for a second. Trade trick has been replaced. You no longer need to take it to the village in the city in the west. You have to take it in the north to. We'll see. We'll see when we get into the game, because as I said, I'm going to be experimenting a little bit. Alright. So, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.